The business you are building is not independent of your skills. In fact, I believe you can give yourself a real business edge by developing a unique set of abilities. The idea is you pull out your Swiss Army knife of skills when your competitors least expect it and simply blow them out the water. In this video, I'm going to run down a list of 10 skills that can give you a business edge. Hopefully you already have the groundwork of some of them, and you can use this video as a guide to identifying which other ones you can cultivate in your arsenal. And since I like drama, I'm going to present this list in countdown format, with number 1 being awarded the top spot because I think it has the potential to generate the most additional income, if not new revenue streams for your business altogether. If you want to know about any of these in more detail and understand maybe what I do to develop myself in them, pop a comment below and I will be sure to make a detailed video breaking it all down for you. I have also included a number of links in the description box to a lot of the recommendations I make in this video. Number 10, know how to use a spreadsheet. The term spreadsheet was derived from a large piece of paper that accountants used for business finances. The accountant would spread information like costs, payments, taxes, income out on a single big oversized piece of paper to get complete financial overview of the business they were working on. Cut to today, spreadsheets have so many more uses, and if you don't know how to make and use them, you are missing out. For instance, spreadsheets can act like calculators by automatically doing calculations using formulas. Spreadsheets can be used to keep track of personal investments, budgeting, invoicing, inventory tracking, maybe even an address book. Spreadsheets are also brilliant at converting data into visual graphs and charts. And even if numbers is not a part of your role, spreadsheets can also be used to organize list-based text documents too, such as a step-by-step project plan. In case Excel scares the living daylights out of you, don't worry, because we're living in a time when there are feasible replacements for it with programs such as Airtable, Smartsheets, Coda, and even Notion. All of these programs have a shorter learning curve than Excel, but offer a visually effective way to present your data. I recommend you find a tool that you enjoy and then follow some tutorials to learn the techniques and evaluate what you can do to add value to your business. Number 9, writing clearly. Being able to write clearly and well is crucial to being able to communicate with your team as well as customers. Seriously, don't sleep on this skill. Varying scenarios require varying forms of business writing. The 4 main types are: first, you have instructional business writing, such as user manuals, product specifications, and information memos. Next, you have informational business writing, such as reports, financial statements, minutes of meetings, where people want to get information about what's happening. Next, we have persuasive business writing, and I think this is the hardest one. The text is written to impress the reader and sway their decisions. You'd use this in proposals, sales emails, press releases, and the hardest thing of all, website copy. And finally, we have transactional business writing, which is essentially everyday communication. The majority of this writing is by email, but also includes official letters, forms, invoices. You can sign up for structured courses on platforms such as Skillshare and Udemy, but to be honest, deliberate practice could go a long way to improve your abilities here. A few key rules I like to be conscious of for myself are: know who I'm writing for. This helps keep my style in check. I do try to keep my writing concise, relevant, and understandable, meaning I have to consciously delete out any waffling or unnecessary jargon. And finally, I use extensions such as Grammarly to keep track of my grammar and spelling mistakes. Number 8, we have the fundamentals of design. With the explosion of social media platforms and the requirements for us to grab our customers' attention, having a design eye has become a basic skill rather than a nice-to-have one. It used to be perfectly feasible to expect a commissioned graphic designer to update your brand pack every year. Today, every single email, Instagram post, and proposal document is a chance to emphasize your brand identity. Whilst I'm not recommending you to aim to do all your design work for your business, especially if it's not your normal jam, but you're going to be severely handicapped if you don't know the fundamentals of design. such as typography, color wheels, white spaces, differences between PNGs, SVGs, and JPEGs, creating vector graphics, artboard sizing and resizing, and mood board building. There are brilliant courses out there for you to look up and learn any of these, but be sure to take out time and practice and test your understanding. As a business leader, you need to be able to assess graphics and design well to ensure the subliminal messaging communicated through the artwork is as you want it. Number 7, know how to make an effective pitch deck. Okay, so we all know the PowerPoint clip art vibes from our old school days. Pitch decks hit different. A pitch deck is a slide deck or presentation used to sell an idea or concept to someone. This could be for an investor or even a client who is contemplating buying from you. The idea is that you only have a few moments to grab and hold attention, so the best decks are the ones that are carefully prepared, visually impactful, simple, detailed, but succinct. Just imagine, if you know how to structure and build pitch decks, well, think about all the power you will have in your hands. To develop this skill, I would learn a single slide building software in detail, such as PowerPoint, Canva, Figma, or if you're really fancy, then Prezi. Then learn how to do animations, transitions, add shapes and text, as well as graphs and charts in that particular software. I would then find and study sites with curated templates and learn what works and why. Some of the sites that I turn to are Design Shack and Base Templates. I've put the links below. Number 6 is how to use websites as sales tools. There was a time when websites were treated as add-ons to your physical shop fronts, almost an afterthought. The goal used to be all about placing as high as possible in a Google search. Today, websites are so much more than a marketing tool. They are core sales tools too. Businesses that understand the power of a well-designed and built-out website understand that they can start the selling process on the website itself. Some of the key components these businesses understand and use are landing pages that lead your customer through a sales funnel, e-commerce shops, online meeting bookings, AI chatbots. Website functions have developed to such an extent that customers can manage themselves into a sales transaction with your business even when you're sleeping at home. Can you really afford to not know about this? I suggest a simple search on any component mentioned and learn from the mountains of guides out there. Number 5, productivity. Productivity at its core is the efficiency with which you complete a task. This is one of those nebulous skill sets, but one I don't think any business leader should ignore. I believe if you understand the best research productivity concepts out there, you can identify productivity blocks in your company's pipeline, you can manage your workflow better, and you can become a better coach to your team who are struggling to achieve their goals. I find the best source for updates on the latest productivity research and techniques are newsletters, podcasts, and YouTube videos. Here are a few concepts that have definitely helped me. I won't go into too much detail here, but if you want any help understanding how to apply them in a business setting, let me know. Some of the concepts that have helped me and my work are the Pareto principle or the 80-20% rule, the Parkinson's law, time blocking, the Pomodoro technique, the Ivy Lee method. I would really seriously look into these if I were you. These were just some of the most popular concepts that would serve you well to know. As with most things, adopt and test things one by one to truly assess if it works for you. Number 4, project management. We've all heard the term project management, but what is it all about? Managing a project is about overseeing change within your organization. This may be a project to develop a new product line or maybe build and launch a new website. Business leaders don't have to be practicing project managers trained to the nth degree in project leadership competencies, but at the very least, they need to be aware of the core concepts. Here are 5 project management techniques that every business leader should know. Number 1, managing communication, ensuring that the right information is delivered in the right way at the right time to the right person. Those are called the 4 R's. Getting this wrong can prove costly for any business. Number 2, we have being able to identify the likely risks any project might face. Number 3, identifying assumptions that your actions are based on. And number 4, preventing reactive or accidental change to work briefs. Finally, we have identifying, understanding, and managing stakeholders. Number 3, systems creation. It's one thing creating a business. It's another to make it efficient. A business system is designed to connect all of the organization's intricate parts and interrelated steps to work together for the achievement of the business strategy, ideally in a more efficient way than before the creation of the system, of course. An example of a business system is when you build out a spreadsheet or a database to manage all of your business leads so that nobody gets forgotten and all the parts of your sales pipeline are followed. The skills to be able to design, build, and implement business systems is rarely talked about, but it's something that can really honestly 10x the performance of your business when done correctly. It's a step beyond standard project management because it has a more proactive, dynamic, and never-ending process. To learn this skill, you will need to deepen your knowledge of business operations and the techniques to manage them. You'll need to practice creative problem solving and learning how to draft standard operating procedures. You need to become confident in training team members and practice studying the data to see what is working and what isn't. Number 2, social media. It is very possible that you have a feel for what social media is, and you may even be consuming it yourself. The skill here is understanding the different opportunities each platform may have for your business, and then switching your mentality to that of a content creator. Instead of talking from a perspective of what your business does, you have to overhaul your thinking to calculate what does the social media user actually want to see. I can tell you for sure it's not a static product picture anymore. In most cases, it will be something entertaining, instructional, or informative. You need to transform your business messaging to fit within these pillars of content. You can upskill yourself in social media navigation by choosing one platform to focus on, one at a time, don't do it all together, jumping in and joining the community by interacting with other creators on that platform, and when you're confident enough, start building content for your business. Take a look at what other businesses are doing and see which ideas can be adapted to your business. Then build a list of content ideas and consistently publish. And then finally, analyze your results after consistently posting for at least 2 months. Once you found your groove, you can move on to the next platform. Saying all of this, remember that although you may understand these platforms today, the trends and techniques to use on the platforms are constantly being changed and updated. So be sure to keep your skills current. Number 1, drum roll please, no code. Okay, so now we come to the top skill that I think is going to give a business leader a real tangible edge over others. That is learning no code. Up until recently, creating any platform program or even a website needed coding professionals. This has changed in recent years with the development of powerful tools that allow people like you and me to develop websites, web applications, and internal business programs without any coding knowledge. Hence the name no code. I actually heard about no code on Twitter, where I saw so many people creating cool side hustles and businesses by building online platforms. The moment I realized they were doing all of this without code, I was shook. So I signed myself up to the 100 Days of No Code community, which is one of the communities out there, there's so many, where you commit to learning and practicing no code for 100 days. I've included a link to the community below in case you're interested. Joining a group like this with weekly mastermind sessions to check in with your peers has pushed me to learn how to build websites and web applications using Webflow, making a robust office managed workspace on Notion, and now I'm gearing to test some new business ideas that are completely internet-based. You don't understand, I never could have imagined doing anything digitally a year ago. I thought I had missed the boat on possibly building an internet business just because I didn't learn coding while I was at school. Well, with no code, I have no excuses now. Hello, internet. So if I were you, I would take this recommendation very seriously and look what doors no code skills can open up for you. I hope this list has given you some ideas of how you can develop yourself to become a better business leader. I find business leadership is so much more fruitful when you yourself have more skills to offer the team other than just a good business sense. You don't necessarily have to be a pro at any of these, but a working knowledge and an awareness will help you hire and lead a team of experts And that's what we want. A business task force that optimizes the chance of your business succeeding. Right, I think that's enough for today. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Hi, my name is Priyanka, and I know a deep, dark secret that you're holding in your heart. You love business and you really want to subscribe to this channel. Do it. I believe in you.